What's up, everybody? Big Jones the Juggernaut back for another episode of Unleashed, and this is the wedding date from hell. As always, all names have been changed or modified to protect the innocent and the guilty. So let's jump right into it. Back in, this is a long time ago, I want to say 2005, I was dating a woman, and when I say I was dating this woman, I meant I threw all my eggs in one basket. You know, we had been kind of dating off and on for a while, and it kind of came down to, either shit or get off the pot. So I threw all my eggs in one basket, moved out of my parents' house, and I moved in with this girl. So this girl, man, when I tell you that her panties were on fire to get married, I mean, ladies, when your ugly friends start getting married, or the friends that you think are ugly start getting married, man, that clock just starts ticking like this, and it just gets bad, man. And if you're a guy, and if you're dating this woman at that time, you are definitely going to feel it. So anyway, so this girl's friend is getting married, and we're living in Arizona at the time, and she's getting married in Temecula in wine country. So, I'm from Southern California, so she figures, hey, why don't we go, we'll spend the night at your parents' house, we'll drive up for the wedding, and we'll go home. I'm like, fine. I don't really like weddings, and nothing to do with weddings. It's just because I don't like to get dressed up, and I don't like to make small talk. I throw a lot of people off with the small talk thing because I have a podcast, and I've talk a bunch of crazy shit. But that's exactly why I don't like to make, small talk, because I'm sitting here just basically talking to myself, and, it's easy to just sit here and recount a story that I like, and nobody can tell me to shut up or interrupt me. So I don't really do small talk all that well, believe it or not. So when I think about going to a wedding and there's, suits and ties and all that shit and talking to old people, it just sounds terrible, so, but anyway, it's not up to me. She wants to go. It's her friend from childhood, so we end up going. So we get to the wedding, and right away I'm uncomfortable because these people spent some dough on this wedding. Okay, they rented out some estate in Temecula. I mean, we're talking acreage, manicure, it's like a horse ranch, but it's all green, and they have this big gazebo and this outhouse, and it's a very nice ceremony. We're sitting there, but the thing is about this wedding, which is strange for me, is that this wedding, the officiant that's doing the wedding, he's like joking around and joshing around the entire time. He's making jokes, and he's kind of busting the groom's balls. I don't know if it was his buddy or not. I don't really know the pedigree between them, but it was like very lighthearted, which for me is kind of strange, so I was like, oh, okay, I guess it's kind of, chill, relax, all right, whatever. So the ceremony goes off without a hitch, they're married, big kiss, pictures, and then we go straight from the wedding to cutting the cake. And we're in this like indoor sort of dance hall, I guess, where the reception is going to happen, and they're cutting the cake, and the cake is right there. So while they're cutting the cake, they start playing Pour Some Sugar on Me. Great song, right? Def Leppard, great rock song. Incidentally, that song, if you've ever heard it at a club, turns any woman into a stripper. It doesn't matter how meek she is or how soft-spoken she is, man. If the lady's got a couple of drinks in her and Pour Some Sugar on Me starts playing, that girl will turn into a stripper. Trust me. That's just a little fun fact for you guys out there. But anyway, so they're cutting the cake. Pour Some Sugar on Me comes up, and we're all kind of together, huddled around the cake while they cut it, and I just started kind of grooving, like, pour some sugar, not making a scene, not being loud, and my girlfriend elbows me in the ribs and says, will you stop it? And I'm like, geez, what did I do? And she just has this look on her face like she's just mortified, just horrified by my behavior. And I said, am I embarrassing you? And she goes, yes! Now, ladies, even if your man is embarrassing you, find a more genteel way to say it than, yes, you are embarrassing me, because that will just ruin his day for sure, unless that's just your dynamic. But for me, that ruined my day, because I'm here at this wedding. I didn't want to be here in the first place, and now I'm embarrassing you because I just going with the flow, trying to have a good time. So now I'm pissed. And I'm just counting the minutes until we can get the fuck out of here because now I'm over it. So they cut the cake, and I don't know, a bunch of shit happens. I'm just trying to behave myself. I end up talking to some people, mumbling my way through some small talk. Yeah, I work out. It's crazy, right? I don't know. I don't know how to talk to people. That's always been my problem. So anyway, we get to the point of the wedding or the ceremony or after party, whatever, when the bride is about to throw the bouquet. So if you've been in a wedding, you know the routine. All the ladies, all the single ladies, all the single ladies, all the single ladies, they all come and get ready to, fight to catch the bouquet. So there's only 4, which I should have known something was up. Only 4 single women at a wedding? What the hell? So, and one of them is my girlfriend. It's her, 3 other ladies, none of whom I know. I don't know anybody at this wedding. She throws the bouquet, and the other 3, not being my girlfriend, all step back, and it's thrown right at her, and she doesn't catch it. Like, she just lets it fall to the ground, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And one of the other ladies who was supposed to catch it comes up, and she tries to hand it to her, and she just, I don't want it, and she just drops it. So obviously they kind of snowballed her. Obviously she'd been talking about me to her girlfriends, and they know that we're, getting serious and we're moved in and all this. Or more specifically, she's been talking about how she wants to marry me, which I'm sure was the case. Because like I said, when your girlfriends start getting married, especially the ugly ones, then that clock starts ticking and it becomes so important for you ladies to get married. So that's what happened. And she tried to give her the bouquet, and she wouldn't take it. Now, that, to me, is really, really embarrassing. Me just kind of grooving to pour some sugar on me, humiliated her. I would be horrified if I brought a date to a wedding. They tried to give her the bouquet, which is actually a kind of a classy thing to do, and you just let it fall on the ground. That's pretty fucked up, Just my opinion. Again, I don't go to a lot of weddings, I don't know what she was feeling that day. I guess I just ruined her day. So anyway, fast forward to the end. We're back in the car. We're driving back to Phoenix, and it's going to be a long drive back to Phoenix from Temecula because now we're both upset, and she's upset at me for what I did, and I'm upset at her for what she did. And it's just, plus we're young and impulsive, and nothing ever gets solved, like that, So, we try to, make some kind of conversation. We got like an 8-hour car ride in my piece of shit car. So, I'm like, so what was that all about, with the bouquet? And she's like, well, I know you don't want to get married, so I didn't want to catch it. I'm like, yeah, but what are you mad at me about with the song? Well, you were singing all loud, And I was like, well, okay, I didn't know I was singing that loud, but isn't that also kind of jacked up? I mean, if I try to hand you a bouquet or something at my wedding, and I know men don't have bouquets at weddings, but if I did, hey, it's 2023, it could happen, and you just dropped it on the floor, I think that would be pretty fucked up too, Needless to say, we didn't solve our differences that night, and in fact, that was like in March. By July, we were broken up, Clearly, this was a failed experiment because we didn't make it a whole year living together before we broke up, and, it seems like weddings can go one way or the other. Either you can make up or you can break up. So be careful who you bring to a wedding because you never know what's going to happen on that ride home. And if you guys would like to pour some sugar on me, like, share, and subscribe to BJBL Unleashed on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram while you're at it, and I'll see you next time for more Unleashed.